There's been a lot of discourse surrounding Better Man on Twitter, on TikTok, everywhere. People just, Americans specifically, are hating on it and are so excited that it didn't do well at the box office, which is just mind blowing considering how freaking phenomenal this film is. This film, if I had seen it last year, it probably would have been top three of last year, right under Challengers. I think that's where I would have put it. It is the best biopic of the last year. It is the best musical of the last year. It is that good. And I think that one of the things that makes me so sad about this is that people say that they want original films. People say that they want creatives to take chances, studios to take chances. But when they do, they're not there for them. And in fact, they are very much against them very adamantly online, which is just so ridiculous. It reminds me of that girls memes like, oh yeah, make fun of the girl who put herself out there creatively. And that's literally what's happening in real life, which is just so, again, disheartening for me. But Better Man, it is such a good movie. I know you people are like, who's Robbie Williams? We don't care about him. Why would we watch a movie about him if we don't care about him? But think about it. How often, like, I think IPs and sequels have rotted our brains a little bit, that we have to know what it is we're going into to even consider it as a possibility. And I think this has to do a lot also with, how expensive it is to go to the movies. But again, get AMC A-list. You can go see 2 movies a month and you'll make it up. But yeah, it does sort of highlight that culture a little bit of you don't want to take a risk when going to the movies because it is a lot of money. But again, if you don't take risk, you're never gonna experience something that's truly unique, truly wonderful, like Better Man. Better Man is just Robbie Williams' story. It's not anything unique, but the way he portrays himself, he's able to be so honest about how problematic he is at times, how he's not necessarily the most sympathetic person. And I think that makes him realistic and that makes him more relatable because a lot of people aren't always the best types of people. And I also like how he was in this for the wrong reasons. He wanted fame. He wanted people to know him. There's an amazing line at towards the beginning of the film where where he says that it's not important to do what you love. What's important is that people love you doing it. And that is kind of what this film is about. It's about fame. It's about how people, more often than not, are after that fame. And I think that with a lot of biopics, especially like A Complete Unknown, for example, you focus on the talent, right? And like this artist is so brilliant that he just can't help but become famous. But in this time, you have someone whose fame doesn't quite match their talent. Robbie Williams is really talented. But again, the talent is almost a secondary thing to his rise to fame. And I think that that's so much more interesting and so much more relatable, and honestly much more likely that it's the thing that happens to a lot of famous people. It doesn't really match. So how do you then unlearn everything that people have been telling you about yourself and evolve? I mean, if you're not seeing the picture of why he's a CGI monkey, I don't know what to tell you, man. But that works so brilliantly because he does see himself as a performing monkey, right? He's not evolved yet. The film takes you through that evolution of him coming to a place that's healthier, a place that's, it's just a better place, a better man. It's a brilliant movie. And the musical numbers are, oh my gosh, the musical numbers are out of this world. Rock the DJ in particular, that is the one that's been circulating around the internet. And I would actually recommend not seeing that clip and just going in blind. But if you need some convincing to see this movie, go see that clip. But that is like a 5-minute musical sequence. It feels, I don't know if it's probably not a one shot, but it feels that way. And the energy is just so, it makes you want to get out of your seat. And by the end of it, there was very few people in my theater, but we all clapped. It was just that good. And then again, there's this movie does such a good job through its musical numbers at taking you to like really high highs and then just like letting you have it. And you hit hard, and just when you think you've hit rock bottom with Robbie Williams, you go even further, and then you go even further, and then he's trying to struggle himself out, and it's just so, some of the things that happen in this movie are bonkers. I want to spoil them almost because I feel like that would get you to see the movie, But again, you deserve the chance to explore something truly unique. You deserve the chance to see a film that is bold, not only in the way that it tells the story, but in the story that it's telling. This is a story that we might be familiar with, you might not be familiar with, but I do think that it is important to go into it and be open to it. And this doesn't just apply to this movie, this amazing, amazing movie. This applies to film in general. I think we owe it to ourselves. We owe it to the medium to go in with an open mind and an open heart and be surprised by what could be our next favorite film. And so yeah, I would highly recommend seeing Better Man. I would highly recommend being open to new experiences. And that is my little speech for this movie. Go see it, please.